Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to be looking at some notes and examples for section 3.5. In section 3.5, we're going to be learning about an integration technique called integration by parts. So before going over these examples, I want to take a step back and look at where that formula for using integration by parts comes from. So that formula tells us the following. If we can write our integral as a function u times another function dv, then we can compute that integral the following way. Multiplying the function u by v, and then subtracting the integral of the function v times du. So there is that integration by parts formula. So where does it come from? So to determine where this integration by parts formula comes from, let's first look at what a product looks like when we are talking about differentiating. So we just look at this formula, we see there's a product u times v, and then we have these two other terms going on, an integral of v du and u dv. So this should look familiar and similar to the product rule. So if we had two functions that we were multiplying together, so let's call them u, so a function u of x and v of x, and we wanted to take the derivative with respect to x of this function, u times v. Well, then we'd use the product rule. So we'd have du dx times v plus dv dx times u. So we can write this a slightly different way as the following. So we could just have u prime dx times v plus v prime, the derivative with respect to x, times u. This is u times v prime. So now if we want to take the antiderivative or the integral of each side, what do we get? On the left-hand side, that integral or the antiderivative of the derivative of u times v would just be u times v. So on the left, we get u times v. And then on the right, we get the integral of u prime dx times v plus the integral of v prime dx times u. So let's just rewrite or move things around on the right side. So we get the integral of v, derivative of u, plus the integral of u times derivative of v. So here I'm just changing up my notation. I'm rewriting u prime dx as du. We're just taking the derivative of u with respect to x. And then similar here as well. We have v prime dx becomes just the dv, derivative of v. So what we get in the end is u times v is equal to the integral of v du plus the integral of u dv. So now what I could do is suppose I want to solve for an integral of this form. Actually, we'll use this form because that's how we're used to writing integration by parts, is with our u function dv. So suppose I know I want to compute this. To do that, or in other words, I want to solve for this integral. So what that means is I could just subtract the integral of v du from both sides. So on that left-hand side, I get u times v minus the integral of v du is equal to the integral of u dv. And so here we have that integration by part formula. So to summarize, integration by parts is a consequence of the product rule. All right, thanks for watching this short video. And at our next video, we will look at some examples.